I ate a meal, like bite, chew, plate, and then out the door. And as soon as I walked in here, I was grumbly. This is the end, boys. This is where you hit kind of like that 10% body fat, and then you get all the experts that tell you that you're doing too much cardio, that you're not eating enough. And then I go, hey, have you ever been to single digit body fat? And they go like, no. And then they have an explanation because they read it online somewhere. I'm doing a lot of days, no carbs, doing a lot of days with 2 cardio sessions, morning and night. I'm not touching my training volume. If anything, I'm adding volume. And I know that's against the rules because I have to manage my fatigue. I have to manage it. I don't want to get too fatigued. I don't want to get uncomfortable. Make sure you stay in a bubble of comfort while you diet so that your results get almost there, and then you give up when you're, at the 5-yard line, when all there was left to do was a just really grueling, hard, short-term push. And that's where I'm at. My joints are feeling it. My body's feeling it. My brain's feeling it. But, I got to lead by example. I can't be talking about this and then not doing it. Oh, shit. Cool. That felt like it had an entire plate on top of it. Oh, man. It's okay. It is okay. I'm just focusing on what I can do. Trying to get this picture to show up clearly, but I can't. This is a picture of Dorian Yates. I don't know if you can tell his absolute death face. I mean, his cheekbones are sunken in. That's crazy. That must have just been a horrendous process to get that shredded. If I can say what my goal is, I want my cheekbones to be Skeletor, but I don't know what to do with this, this beard. I was thinking when I get to my leanest, most disgusting point, do I just buzz all this off to see my baby face of just cheekbone, jawline sunken in? Do I do that? I don't know, because it's gonna take a while to bring this all back. I think I'm just gonna get super crazy lean and keep the beard. But one day, you never know, I might show up on a video and I might just have a pasty, white, clean-shaven face. And I hope I can get that sort of death face going on. It would be really silly if my face just stayed fat and I'm like, yo, let's see my sunken in cheekbones, let's see the jawline. And then I shave this all off and it's literally just still a fat face. That would suck. Don't look at me like that.
Going.
Ready?
Yeah, you have to do this for 10 or else I'm divorcing you.
I do this for 10?
Or I'm divorcing.
Or you're divorcing me? All right, hold on, here we go. Let's dial in. That's 8.
You got one more.
Oh, I got one more.
Yeah.
Fuck me. One more, ready? 1. Oh! Barely mustered out 10. I think you really helped me kind of on the last one.
Stay together.
What? What?
I said we get to stay together.
Yeah, no divorce, guys. Another year of the lease, as Ryan Dowd would say. If you guys have ever taken like a test, even like your driver's license, where you take a test for like a job, maybe a certification, licensing, college final exams, when you know that like you passed and you get that like dump of relief, that's kind of how I feel every time I finish my heaviest kind of squat set or deadlift set or whatever. It's like, oh, okay, that's over. I passed, we're cool. Fuck. Ah, I had it. No, I had it. I just slow down. The lower the carbs, the slower that last rep is. So you guys can you guys can skip this part. It's a battle between my quads and my lungs. One more. Oh my God. Yeah, this shit sucks. One more. Quick. Fuck me. Why do I do this to myself? Fuck. All right, here we go. Last one. Last one. That's it. Oh my God. I'm gonna cut this recording. I'll see you in the next exercise. I gotta catch my breath for like 10 minutes. Hope you guys know I am so technologically not like advanced. I don't know how to edit videos. I don't know how to do anything. I barely know what auto white balance is. I barely know what ISO is, but I kind of don't. But I'm sorry, in the previous videos, I know there's been some wind come through. And I just learned that you can put a little thingy on here. Makes the wind not come through. So obviously I'm doing these. Adductors. I do not have to do cardio post-workout. So my normal thing to do is this and like a hack squat, this leg press. I'll do something like that. However, because I do not have to do cardio, I'm gonna do some walking lunges, Ronnie Coleman style, with a barbell. Probably get like one of the women's bars because they're a little bit shorter so I don't knock anybody out. And we're just gonna lunge up and down the thing. And Megan asked me what's the difference between a walking lunge with a bar on your back versus a walking lunge with the dumbbells by your side. And I know my answer, but I'm curious, what do you guys think? Or how do you guys see those two exercises as far as, you know, if you've ever done either like standing lunges where you're, you know, alternating each feet, or you do reverse lunges, or you're just doing old school walking lunges, having weight above your, you know, up here versus down here. What you guys feel is the difference between those and which one's more advantageous, or what are the pros and cons of each? Curious to see what you guys think. Oh my God. This shit hurts so bad. Oh. 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 Ah. Oh. This exercise for me, if you guys ever have the same problem as me, just know that I've been there. I get a mean like hip flexor right up top here. I get really pumped in the top of my hip flexors. And when I was doing this, I couldn't figure out why. And I'm usually pretty in tune with my body. If I feel like something's weird, I can usually kind of self-diagnose. But one thing I noticed when I was doing this, and I was like, why are my adductors not really pumped? But dude, I literally feel like my hip flexors are so pumped up through here. It was like pressing against like my junk. And I was just, it's like, I don't want to pump in my freaking hip flexor. Am I psoas? I don't want that. I want to pump in my adductors. And what I was doing subconsciously is as I was bringing my legs together, I was almost like coming like together with my legs and up. And that elevating my leg activated my hip flexors. So now what I imagine doing is I imagine my legs going down diagonally into each other. And any of you guys, I know most of my demographic based on what YouTube tells me is mostly in the US, and I get some guys in, you know, the UK and Europe watching my videos. If you guys have ever trained in Europe and some spots in Asia, or if you're from, you know, not the US, you will find a lot of adductor machines where your leg actually goes out in front of you and you're more lying down. That is a much superior machine than sitting at a 90-degree angle. Because for me, and I'm assuming a lot of you guys, I can't be the only one, is that when you're sitting like this and you bring your legs together, you get your adductors, but you also get the tops up here in your hip flexors. And I personally don't want hip flexor pumps, and I don't want tight hip flexors. I'm not gonna get into why tight hip flexors are like very detrimental to everything in this region. But if you can imagine, instead of picking your legs up to come up and together, I'm almost like I want them to go down, like the, you know, the Europe version of these where your legs are out in front of you. I'm not trying to pick myself up out of the chair. I'm just imagining like this part of my leg is coming down like a V. That might sound weird or look weird, might not make any sense, but next time you're on this, it's in between pushing into the like foot thing and pushing up out of it. It's not that, but it's also not just like leaning forward. It's almost like I'm trying to drive my knees together, but almost like down together. And that will activate more of your adductor and even a touch below that, as opposed to my problem, which is getting higher than my adductor into my, almost like my quad and into my hip flexors, which I don't want to do personally. That's for me. I don't want hip flexor pump and contraction on this exercise. I want purely the width of my legs is my goal. Don't be afraid to go heavy on this. Squeeze really hard and lower the weight with control. Powerful on the way up. Lower it, controlled, powerful. Lowered, controlled. And once you can't get anymore, just give yourself a spot. I like to spot not from the pad, I like to spot from my own leg. Partials. All right, a couple more sets of this, and then we're gonna get into the Ronnie Coleman lunges. I love that contraction down here and like that low kind of groin thigh meat. Even me, as a more experienced kind of gym goer, even me had some trouble with this exercise. So it's okay to be a beginner sometimes. Don't worry about anybody else, just be a beginner. And if you're scared to be a beginner, then you're leaving gains on the table. And what do you care more about? How you look to other people? You know, your ego, your obsession with your self-image, or do you care about results? And sometimes it takes just being a beginner on an exercise that might serve you well. Feels really good to just train, especially on legs, just train and just go home. No cardio. Have my hands here ready to deploy. If you saw my last leg video, we're deploying hands on the side. We're deploying a self spot. I think I went over 8 reps, so the set's useless. Maturing in the gym is realizing everything over 8 reps. Maturing in the gym is realizing, it's like, bro, you've had a gym membership for 60 days. Maturing in the gym. All right, buddy. But you know what's funny, man? Is they play the game really well. They get the views because they like rage bait you in. And then you argue in the comments, drives the algorithm to push that video out. I know how it works. You guys don't think I could make fucking clickbaity bullshit videos on Instagram and whatever and get a ton of views? Of course I could. But that's not the game I play. I'm playing the long game. I'm playing the I want to help people game. And I want to educate and I want to build a community. I can make a video, maturing in the gym is realizing, and then say some absolute nonsense and then get people to argue in the comments. It's not my speed, it's not my style. It'll never be me. And I hope that in 4 or 5 years from now, if I'm still making videos, I never turn into that person. It's like my biggest nightmare is to turn into that, where you're making a video about somebody else, talking down on them. You're making a video like just maybe shitting on someone's style of training. I'm in defense of my style of training. I only ever go on defense. I will never go on offense and attack somebody or call someone else's style of training bullshit. I just don't like when someone says to me, or is essentially addressing people like me and saying 8 reps and over is a waste of time. You should be training your muscle groups 2 to 3 sets a week, whatever. Like, dude, don't tell me what to do. You know what I mean? When you make videos like that, you're gonna get absolute agreement and absolute disagreement and nothing in the middle. And that's not the kind of style that I am, is to just bring divisiveness. I'm simply here to just say, this is what I do. If you think my results are credible, and if you think my logical reasonings behind things are credible and my physique is worth you know, listening to somebody with my physique say certain things, then cool. But if you take what I say and it doesn't work for you, like, I'm not offended. I'm just saying this is what I do. Try it. And if it doesn't work, that's one piece of data that you have in your toolbox to say, cool, this works for me. This doesn't work for me. And if my style of training with squatting, benching, deadlifting, like if you don't do any of those things, I still want to be like friends. I still want to be cool with you. And I still want to feel like we're in the same goal. I don't judge anybody for doing dumbbells. I don't judge anybody for doing, you know, only leg press and only hack squats and never squatting. I don't care. I'm just saying, don't shit on me and how I train. Don't tell me that the squatting is bad and that I shouldn't go over 8 reps, that I shouldn't do this, and I shouldn't do that. It's just, don't say that to me. Let me do my thing, let you do your thing, and I'm simply here to share my journey and my experience and who I am and let you guys in on my life a little bit. And if I can help somebody with a question they have or a problem that they've been stuck on, or just give you straight up inspiration because you're tired and you're hungry and you don't want to go to the gym and train back and do an hour of cardio, like, I'm walking that walk too, and we're here together. But I'm never going to tell you that how you train is stupid. And I don't want anyone to say that to me. And I'll never make content that divides people up. And I get views, you know, by creating absolute agreement, absolute disagreement, and arguments and comments, which spike the views on my channel. I don't like that. That's not going to be me. Anyways, enough of the sob story. Heart to heart. We're going to go lunge and get the hell out of here.
So the lights shut off on us while we were in the middle of this, but for my lunges, for quad and adductor focus, no glute, I care zero about building my glutes. My steps are going to be shorter, so I want my front foot that lands on the ground, I want that knee to go over my toes, just like I do on a squat or a hack squat and leg press. That's my focus for quads, is knee over toe. And also my steps have a little bit of width to them, so I'm stepping not just straight out in front of me, but a little bit out in front of me at like a slight angle, and that brings a little bit of adductor in there. And that's pretty much what I do for these. I was sore for a full 6 days from this workout, and yes, it was pretty rough. So you guys out there starting your diets for the summer, or if you're already in your diet, leg days are going to be really hard, but you just got to power through it. I don't really have any tips or tricks other than hydrate, get your mental state good, get your sleep good, you know, watch a YouTube video to get you hyped up. I don't like when people say motivation doesn't last, it's all discipline. Dude, are you kidding me? You don't have a bad day that you don't need some motivation. So don't, just be real with yourself. Some days you are going to need to dig in and kind of reach into those places that are hard to muster up the energy for a workout like this, but I know you guys can do it. Comment below any questions you have. I'll see you in the next session for a back day.